All right, so now we are on the phone with Frederick County resident Eric Beasley. Eric, thank you for joining us. The first thing I wanted to ask you was your opinion of the fact that Shaun Porters' flag has been disqualified from the public voting part of the flag competition. What's your take on that?
Well, if I remember right, didn't his flag say something about like slavery? So, I mean, if we were to adopt the liberal playbook, that would mean that our county executive and a majority of our county employees do in fact support racism, because that's usually that's their playbook and how they define things. So we should just throw it right back in their face.
Yeah, well, his argument and the argument of another gentleman we talked to was that if you are against this flag, if you're truly against this flag, that must mean you are for something else. And Shaun Porter takes that to mean you are for slavery. What is that? Is that your sentiment as well?
Well, I don't necessarily believe that, but that's the kind of stuff that the left always boxes us into when it comes to these sorts of arguments. And I'm a big fan of just using their own logic against them. So, yes, in fact, so I don't agree with that, but let's just go ahead and say it. Let's just say that the Dems are racist and want to enslave people.
So do you think that Shaun Porter's flag should have made it to the second round of public voting?
So I think this whole thing was a terrible idea specifically because of people exactly like Shaun Porter. The county decided to make themselves the arbiter of what speech is appropriate and given a public venue. What else are people like Shaun Porter going to do? They're going to make a flag that you would never put through into the second round. And the fact that you didn't was exactly his point. So at this point, quite frankly, the only way for the county to recover from this would be to take all of the flag submissions and put them into one big giant flag, which would probably just end up looking like a big giant piece of doo-doo. And that becomes our new county flag. That's about the only way we can save ourselves from this fiasco.
Well, that's a unique idea. So then let me take one step back then. So you think that this whole Frederick County flag redesign situation, you think this was doomed from the start? This should have been a process that never started without some sort of surveying measurement prior, like a vote, something. We shouldn't have even started this.
Well, so let's just be fair. I don't believe that any government should exist. So I don't actually believe that the Frederick County government should exist in the first place to be able to make dumb decisions like this. But since we're there, yes, 100% doomed from the start.
Okay. So are you libertarian?
No, libertarians are too far left for me.
Okay.
I'm an anarchist.
Okay, fair enough.
We gave ourselves 250 years to try out this whole democracy, United States thing, and it's failed. It's completely failed. So it's about time that we take a break from government, and we need to rediscover ourselves. Do some healing, do some yoga, and then let's come back in a couple of years and rebuild the government. But we got to start from scratch.
Start from scratch. Okay. So okay. Fair enough. And so after we start from scratch, what would be the first thing you would do? How do we get back on track? Back to a normal, healthy, functioning society?
Literally everything after the passage of the 10th Amendment, all of those laws disappear.
Okay.
And then we start over. And we rebuild from there. And if it works, and
trial and error is what you're saying. We see what works, what doesn't.
We have so many laws. I think on average, every person commits 3 felonies a day, and you can't avoid it. I have hawks that are nesting in the trees around my house, and if I cut down one of those branches from those trees, and I've now disturbed the hawk's nest, and that's a felony based on the Migratory Bird Act of 1918.
Yeah, we do have a lot of laws and regulations, no doubt. No doubt.
So and that's the problem is if we have so many laws that you can commit 3 felonies a day without any sort of malicious intent, then our government is too big. You have too many people that abuse it. You have, stuff like qualified immunity, which shouldn't even be a law. So when you throw all that stuff in there, we just need to start over, because you can't dial back this machine.
Yeah.
If we start over from scratch, then we can build it to be a little bit more appropriate. And if we build it with the actual 10th Amendment in mind, then anybody who wants to live in some big, communist, commune, with a bunch of poets and no food, they can do that, and it doesn't affect anybody else.
Now that we are in this predicament, the predicament that we're in, where we have all these flag submissions, Shaun Porter is outraged about the fact that his flag doesn't get to move forward. Many people are upset that we're even here in the first place. What should the county executive do about this situation as we stand here today, considering she's the one who basically started this process by way of executive order?
So what we should do and what she's going to do are two very different things. So what she's going to do is she's just going to move forward and completely ignore Shaun. Okay, that's what every government entity in Frederick County does when they trample on people's speech, on any of their civil rights. They just move forward, pretend like it didn't happen, and then, just like with the vegan protesters, the city just pays them money later. Writes them a $50,000 check. And quite frankly, that's probably what's going to happen here. What's probably going to happen is that Fitzwater is, quite frankly, the county is going to lose that lawsuit if Porter is able to push it forward. And we're just going to end up paying him because he wanted to make a joke and have his flag up there. So, that's what the government does. They make bad choices. That's why I don't like the government.
Right.
Period.
Yeah. Right. And then we're going to end up paying for that bad decision in case we didn't pay enough money to them already.
Exactly. Look, and we waste money like this all the time. Frederick City wasted $45,000 on some dumb logo that they didn't end up using. Again, Frederick City paid another $50K to the vegan protesters for the horse carriage rides. That's really what we end up doing around here. Is the government makes stupid decisions, and then the government has to bribe those people to go away by writing them a large check. And because this is no heat off Fitzwater's back. And here's the problem: if Fitzwater and the rest of our county council had gotten out of the way and let Amazon build 20 data centers in our county, 2 years ago, like they should have, then I wouldn't care, because we'd be swimming in property tax revenue from some other company, okay, not from the actual Frederick County homeowners. But that's not the situation we're in. They made choices. They made bad choices. Stop the bleeding. Put an end to it. Just pick the new flag, write Shaun Porter his check, and anybody else who wants to sue, and be done with it.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah, right. No, that's you bring a very unique and intelligent perspective to this, one that I haven't heard as of yet. I don't have any more questions for you at this time, but obviously some of the commentary that you've provided me as of yet is it's unique and it's different, and I appreciate that alone on its face. So, Eric, thank you very much. I'm going to go off the record with you.